Dirt Smart. Tips and techniques for irrigation technicians, helping you save time and money. Pump Station PM log checks. In this video, Ron DeLong of Eastern Irrigation and Pump Company gives us his insights for 40 checks during a contracted preventative maintenance visit. Information contained in this video shall in no way be construed that you or anyone on your staff is encouraged, authorized, or approved to carry out any action shown. The information discussed in this video is meant to be performed by qualified, professionally trained, experienced, in some cases licensed individuals. High voltage will kill you. You do not get a second chance. Topics discussed in this video: log flows and hours, log alarm history, log PSI and set points, log safety logs, log VFD drive info.
This particular Otis terminal interface, real easy. You got a main menu button and a bunch of buttons here, F1 to F16. F6 is going to give us the total station flow. Superintendent, a lot of times I come into a station and that's the one it's on because they need to know what the flow, what the output, total output is. So I like to write that number down. And then there's a number underneath there where you can actually reset it. If you want to do a monthly total, you can reset it every month, and then that'll be your number you log down. So, okay. Other things that we like to get: pump hours, F1, and then F4 is your hours. This gives you each pump. There's pump 2, pump 1, pressure maintenance pump. It gives you your total hours, and I'll write all that information down. A lot of times information can get erased, and you got a spike, a voltage spike, and it wipes stuff out. And that's another reason why if we have it on file, we can always say, okay, it was on this date, you have this many hours. If you want to change screens, you got to go to F1 first, and then go to the screen. It shows you here what each screen does, and an up and a down arrow. So if you want to go to F5, you go down, and then you see F5 alarm history. It gives you the last 9 alarms. So you hit F5, and the latest alarm will be the one that comes up first. Incoming power phase loss. That's when I pulled the phase monitor out. And it gives you the time and the date and what the situation was. Upstream pressure, 0 flow. So if there's a situation where station faulted, we will have you hit F1. We'll call you. You'll call us on the phone. So a lot of things we can go over on the phone. This is one of them. F1 and hit F5, and we'll go through the alarm history. And then it gives us some vital information to take care of it quickly. Or the main operating screen is if you hit F1 and then F2. And then that gives you your operating pressure, set point, and then what the actual pressure is in the irrigation system. Now I hit F1, F8. There's a place on the screen here where you can check the station safeties. In every station you have alarms. You have a low discharge alarm. You have a high pressure alarm, or high discharge pressure alarm. A low level if you're pumping out of a well. If the well goes down too far, it will set off an alarm. Right here. 5 seconds for low level fault. So that's the delay. If it goes down, there's probes in the well. If the water level goes down below the probes, 5 seconds, we'll shut the station off. This light will come on and nothing will run. You also have if you're watering, say one of your pumps doesn't work, you're watering a full program, your normal operating pressure is 120, all of a sudden you're running at like 80 or something like that. It will, to save the pumps, it will fault anything 25 pounds below your operating pressure. After, there's a delay for that also, 300 seconds, which is 5 minutes, it will fault. Now, there's some cases where for, a short period of time, pressure might go down, but then it'll come back. That's why you have the delay. So I'll write that information down. And you also have a phase fault delay. If you have like we were talking about with the phase monitor, if you have a problem with that, there's a 1 second delay. Okay, this is a ABB 600 drive. This is the one that's being used for the effluent, and that's this keypad. Normally the keypad would be mounted inside of the drive, but they wanted to have it set up there and you could see it through a window, where you didn't have to open up. Mm-hmm. We just like to log the information, some of the information. These first two things, frequency and current, that you'll get readings when the motor's running. But DC bus voltage, I like to write down what the DC bus is. That's an indicator if the drive's working or not, or going to fault. And I also like to get fault information. There's a double up arrow, and that'll bring us to the fault screen. And it logs like 16 faults. We're normally, get maybe 3 or 4 of them, the latest. So the last one was a DC overvolt, so we'll write that down. And it doesn't give a time or a date, it just gives hours. It's 107 hours, that's the drive time, 107 hours. It's 107,682. It says fault on here, but a lot of times with the drive, there's what's called an alarm. A situation where there might be an overvoltage, but it won't shut the station down. It'll just log it, and if it's a situation where it happens frequently, it will shut the station off, and it will go to the main Otis and show an inverter fault, what's called an inverter fault. So we had a few DC overvolts, probably a power outage or something, or a spike.
Dirt Smart. Tips and techniques for irrigation technicians, helping you save time and money.